Say have fun in your podcast. Say I love you.
I love you.
Hey, what's going on out there? Negroraguan podcast coming at you. I-70 Connect. I'm the KC Stork. We are here, back at you again. I got my homeboy in Topeka, 30 pieces of AG. What's going on, homeboy?
What's good? I'm here. My levels, everybody's levels is leveled off.
Yeah,
Good.
Your levels is always at fucking 10,000%. Okay, as long as you ain't got that fucking sound machine this week, we'll be good to go. Petty. But anyway, yeah, man. Once again, as always, we blessed to have a full house. We got the Brothers of Doom, the Twin Towers of Power. We got Joe, Jeff, and James. Big James in the house. What's going on, fellas?
Greetings and salutations, brothers.
Once again, back at you.
Back at you. And last but not least, man, we got the most deadliest nigga in the game. 10 meters himself, dog. Because 10 meters mean we putting a dot on your ass. What's going on, pimp?
Ain't nothing going on over here.
Dog, if we ever call a 10 meters on you, dog, you just might as well just go ahead and put them hands, cross your fingers, and just pray to whatever God you believe in, dog. Cause
if we walking 10 meters, just pour a drink, nigga, and say goodnight.
Good night.
Ain't nothing gonna stop us from blowing your ass up. But yeah, man. Hey, welcome, fellas. Welcome. Always glad to have y'all in the house, man. So let's get started. Later start than usual. We all got on. Frank was doing his usual, playing with ball somewhere, breastfeeding somebody else's baby. I don't know what was going on across the street. We're not here to judge. We are a very open and welcoming podcast here. But let's start with we're gonna roll into the news. We're gonna roll into what
man. See what's happening. The check-ins.
The check-ins. You do that, but let me talk. So we're gonna start from not so much the bottom, but the last person say hello. So what's going on, Anthony? Man, checking in with you. How you doing, pimp?
Oh, I'm doing just fine. Getting ready to go on another trip. I'm going to visit the lovely Colorado land and partake in some of that good old sticky icky.
Sticky icky. Why even smoke when you just eat the candy?
Well, that's true too. You can do that too.
I mean, this is broadcast out for public consumption. We've already gone over this. This can be used against you later down the road. So just putting that disclaimer out there.
He got glaucoma though.
But I do have glaucoma.
He got glaucoma. He got a condition.
Okay.
Hey, you know what though?
I can refer you back to another episode if you want to. We have enough now. We've done enough. So.
Okay, Frank. Just because you moving bricks throughout the motherfucking continent, we can't talk about our lives.
I'm just saying though.
Yeah, what about your bricks though, man?
With your bricks, nigga. Anyway, hey, thank you, 10 meters. Thank you for coming through. We appreciate you.
Thank you.
For the record, I have no idea what 10 meters is talking about. You know.
Hey, why you so scared right now, bro?
Because everything. This is for public consumption.
Deportation, Frank, or some shit.
Hey, you never know, bro. Hey, they tried. Hey, a couple of weeks ago, they tried to deport a U.S. citizen because they didn't believe that he was a citizen. So, hey.
In a couple of days ago, a nigga couldn't cash his check at a bank. So,
yeah,
there we are. What are we gonna do about it? I don't know.
God damn.
Fuck everybody. Hey, anyway, moving right along. Big James, what's going on, man? How you doing, pimp?
Oh, I'm straight, man. Another day, another dollar.
Chang.
Right. I mean, honestly, it's about the same as it was last week. You know, like I said before.
Hold on.
What?
What's that at the bottom right-hand corner? What is that?
What?
Did you get yourself a microphone?
Dude, we discussed this last week.
Look at him. Look at him.
I had a mic last week, man. You way behind. You're a week behind.
You know, Frank be doing lines of cocaine. Lines of cocaine.
It must be the cocaine. It's gotta be the cocaine.
I'm just saying. Hey, congratulations, though. Congratulations. I'm happy for you, though. You know, that's a big step. Big step.
Oh, that's some shady, nigga. Why he?
That was straight shade.
Oh my
God.
What the
fuck? That was straight up shade.
Damn.
This man who gets his free time to come onto this podcast,
Frank was late today, so now he's gonna try to kick dirt.
Not according to this podcast.
Right. I don't want to be the voice of reason. Fuck y'all. I'm out.
Right.
That's a capital investment for the betterment of the show.
I know, nigga.
Right.
I'm trying to give him
money behind it.
I'm giving credit. That's love. That's love.
This kind of nigga be like, oh, you got some new shoes, baby? Good for you.
No, real talk.
That's new shoes.
Real talk. My girl basically thought I sounded like shit on the podcast, so she got me a microphone so I wouldn't.
There you go.
No, look.
Hey, marry her right now, nigga.
Right. That's on the way.
Shout out. You know what? Shout out to James's girl there.
Shout out, bro, for real.
Shout out to Monique.
I mean, basically, right now you got to throw all the comments away, just come at her raw.
See, this is why the next episode that we do, and we do the year review, we have an award called the Rodger.
All right,
shut your mouth. That's how you show love, dog. Put your seed in them.
My bad, James. I'm sorry, James. I shouldn't have interrupted you. My bad. That's my fault. That's my fault.
Move on.
That's on me, bro. That's on me.
I appreciate it, pimp. Hey.
Who's next?
Joe Jeff, what's up, pimp?
What's the deal, man?
All good, baby.
I mean, it's last day, man. I got rid of them kids, man.
Get rid of them.
Yeah, man. I ain't got to see them for about 2 weeks, man. So Christmas break.
So is it okay if I call them nigglets and you don't?
I think it depends on the child.
Okay, but but everybody can be a nigga though. So
as case by case.
Look at that shit. I'm fucking with you though. I'm fucking with you. No.
I mean, he did go 8 Mile on old boy. He didn't call him a nigga. So
why you bringing the personal chat? Why you bringing the
personal?
My
bad. My bad.
Why you bringing the personal?
He stayed a week behind. Hey, nobody bid on this one. I got on the chat telling him, hey man, I was Ebro in these cats all week, man.
But explain that. I don't know what that actually meant. I didn't want to put that on the messenger though.
I was Ebro in these cats, man. And look, it's the end of the semester. I'm tired. I done said sit down about 5 million times. I done said be quiet about 13 million times.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, they had to go.
Damn.
You ain't gonna come into my classroom and tell me, you gotta get off the show.
Get off the show.
So you basically like, we can stop this right now.
Stop this right now.
This right now.
Nigga, get out.
Right.
Get out.
Hey, when I call security, I just pick up the phone and be like, hey, I got one for you.
Oh shit.
Be like, hey, they ready to go.
Right.
They ready to go. SWAT be up here in a minute, man. So
wow.
Get your goodbyes out, nigga.
Yeah.
They was getting Ebro, bro.
Hey, but salute though, man, because I know we said it before, man, but teaching, dog, that's a hell of a position, dog. Unappreciated and throughout society is not very well respected, but it should be, man, because motherfuckers, people send their children every day to you to educate them. At the same point in time, they don't respect what you're trying to give their children, man. So always salute, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Appreciate it, man.
Mm-hmm. What's up, Frank, with your late ass? How you doing, bro?
Listen, according to this podcast and this recording, currently, I'm good. I'm on time.
You on time for what, nigga?
We started.
No, nigga, no.
We started
According
here.
to us,
we started here.
Other podcasts, nigga,
I'm here.
You late?
I'm here.
At least 45 minutes.
Nah, it ain't 45 minutes. Come on,
45 minutes.
It's like 10:08.
I was.
We call. We email. We send smoke signals. We
Hey,
send
hey. Speaking of that, my wife called. It's like, why is Joe texting you? It's like,
dog, you had us out here like a bunch of side bitches trying to hit you up. Trying to hit you up. Like, where you at? You said you was coming through. I know you with your wife, nigga, but you said you was coming through today.
Right.
yeah. Nah, everything's good. You know what I'm saying? Just putting in the last bit of work, effort in at actual work. You know, my 9 to 5 or 8 to 5 or whatever. Just putting in some extra work, some extra unpaid work, unpaid labor for this podcast, for our review show. Kind of gearing up for that.
Hold on, pimp.
I would say.
Hold on, pimp. Don't we all put in unpaid labor for this motherfucker?
Hold on, nigga. You talking about me right now? I'm not talking about what y'all did. Y'all had your chance. Everybody had their fucking time, dog.
Oh, shit.
Everybody had their time. Everybody could have said something.
But so I'm saying something, nigga. You cut everybody else off. Don't we all put in right now? I'm not getting paid for this motherfucker.
No.
Oh, speaking of which, I got to talk to you guys about that offline though, about monetizing. We got our first offer, so
it's probably like
it's gonna be pennies. It's gonna be pennies, but
ain't no bees.com, nigga.
Yeah. But no, just putting in.
CTC, nigga, cut the check, nigga, cut the check.
Cut that.
That's right.
CTC out this bitch, cut the check, nigga.
No, but
Got 3 words for you. Cut the check.
Tell Donald Trump we be at the White House tomorrow. What's up?
Yep.
I'm joking. We not
but it's so we just putting in that extra work, just like everybody else, and hopefully when we get to that review show, we'll see the fruits of that labor and all that work and that research and all that. That's really just been excited, man, to see. I was just in that review, doing my reviews and all that stuff, and getting all the sound bites. I've noticed that we started the year at episode 39. We're at 69 now. This will be episode 69. That's a hell of a feat.
Favorite positions.
Huh?
Keep going.
Oh no, so
in their jail with Tekashi, nigga, that's spooned up with a nigga in the cell, nigga. That's your.
I guess this is our 6'9" Tekashi. All right, I guess. No, but I mean, I just want to before we go further in this episode, I want to say thank you to you guys for making it happen, because you could tell from September on to now. We've been more more frequent, more consistent. Even though the episodes and the recording time of recording, it may not sound the greatest. It may not seem like it's going to be an entertaining episode. Going back and listening to it and hearing it, I still crack up. I was listening to episode 39 or episode 41 with you and Joe, just talking about talking about that dream team, the wet dream team, about the kids. But even though it was a relevant topic and it was, you guys had your own opinion, but it was funny at the same time too. It was entertaining. It wasn't boring. So I thank you guys. I thank all of you guys. You guys have put in as much work as me and Winston have put into this podcast as well. And I don't think it doesn't get said enough. You know what I mean? So I hope you guys know that we appreciate you guys as is. And then the other thing I wanted to say is I think you guys are, me and Winston are already friends, and I already met Joe, but I think you guys are becoming my real, not just good friends, but like real best friends. The ones that I talk to you guys more than anybody else outside of my wife and whatnot. So, and we laugh and we joke.
I'm supposed to be at work.
You know what I'm saying? Like, but we laugh and we joke, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm realizing that my opinions may not be shared with everybody else, but that's all right, though. You know what I mean? Like, they're my opinions still.
But that's a friendship. I mean, me, James, and Joe. Been that. I mean, as far as like, I know them. I know them niggas as long as I know you and Anthony, and we ain't never agreed on everything 100. But that's what a friendship is supposed to be. Like on the big things, like the foundation of it all, yeah, we're gonna agree on some shit, dog. Like basic human decency and rights and shit like that. That's for real. But like on our minor shit, we go back and forth about. It's gonna be some differences, man. But a friendship means like it's cool. You can have our differences, and sometimes we're gonna cuss each other out. Sometimes it's gonna get spicy. It's gonna get heated. But at the end of the day, niggas gonna be. It can be that way because niggas know at the end of the day we're gonna move on and go forward, dog. It ain't that big of a deal.
All right.
That's what a friendship's supposed to be all about.
Mm-hmm.
No, and I just wanted to make it a point to point that out that, you know, while we are doing this podcasting thing, and a lot of people, me and Winston are friends, and you guys are technically Winston's friends, but you guys are my friend as well.
Like real talk, I've known Joe longer than James, but I spent more time with James, I think, than I did Joe. So it's like it's one of them weird things. You know what I'm saying?
He was in there. He was in the trenches.
He was in the trenches, nigga. Mm-hmm. And like I didn't know that, but I didn't even know that Joe was your, because of course of the, you know,
because we don't look like each other.
Yeah, don't look like same dad, different moms. Everybody didn't want to put it all out there, but you did it. So like I didn't know that they niggas was brothers until one day James was like, "Oh yeah," so I think it's like, "Oh, my brother Joe." And I was like, "Hold on, nigga, your last name, and this nigga, it ain't no way you." This mean niggas this last name and Joe whatever like going around. I don't put the last name out there. It's like, hey, and then like sure enough, these niggas is brothers. I was like, God damn, man, hey, tell this nigga we gonna need a J's for free chicken or some shit. I don't know why I said that day. It was But anyway, I hear what you're saying, bro.
Yeah.
It's all up.
Yeah, just needless to say, I think we're not just podcasters on here. I think we are. Well, that's the goal, obviously, but we are. At least on my end, I feel like the friendship is growing and getting to that point that like, I could actually call you guys family now. You know what I'm saying? So
you want a hug? I will give you a hug, but you.
Nah, I'm just saying though, like I'm getting to that point that it's on site, though. Like if anybody fucking with y'all, it's on site.
We can save all the emotional shit for off air.
Say that shit for the
No. That has to be on the.
Hey, we got a late entry, bro. We got to add that to the list, bro.
Yeah, that's that feel good. The feel good.
Yeah.
In the year.
That's the Frankie. The Frankie.
Oh, the Frankie's the tear jerker.
The Frankie.
Yeah, man. This Oscar worthy shit right here, man.
Oscar worthy. Same shit with me, you know, shit working. Same shit with me back.
Rodger, how you been? How's it going on in your end?
I about to say same shit to me, just working, doing whatever. Glad to be back on with you brothers. Work's good, family's good. Hey, my daughter made it back yesterday. Picked her up from the airport. Welcome home, Zakia. So she came back from Philadelphia. She rocking that I think she got like this semester she's sitting like a 3.8, 3.9, whatever the fuck. But she doing good out there in Philadelphia, man. So I mean, she be telling me thank you for whatever lessons she got, but she put all that work in every day for herself. So
hey, you trying to get the award now? I mean,
no, I'm just saying I had my daughter home, bro. She's in Philadelphia, and all the weird bad things that happen to young women, specific a lot of times black women out in these areas of the world that are far away from home. I'm happy it didn't happen yet. You know what I'm saying? Or hope it doesn't happen. I won't say yet. But yeah, I'm just happy she had a good experience, man. Her first semester in college, away from home.
Yeah, we got to explore that one day. Just
what you say, Joe?
Yo, is she gonna? Is she hooping or is she throwing or is she doing anything athletic? Or is she just gonna do the academic thing?
I mean, she got like a 4-ride academic scholarship, so she just straight doing that. Yeah. I think she said she wanted to like get the experience of just being a student. But I think they have a club team as far as basketball. So she said next year she might try out.
Oh, okay.
Is she gonna pledge at all or anything?
I think she might. I mean, she would talk about it by like her aunt, my sister Sylvia, who's been a big influence in her life as far as a woman, and of course my mom, her grandma, they both Delta, so she's been talking about throwing around being a Delta because she want to keep it in the family. And, I mean, that's cool. If she want to do it, that's fine. That's cool. But if she don't want to do it, that's fine. But I think she want to do like some of like I don't, you know, I'm not deep into like the medical field as far as like the different fraternities that or sororities that go on and that shit. So if she wants to get involved in that shit, that's fine too. Because she wants to be a pediatrician. She wants to. She's trying to get her major in biology, minor in Spanish, because she wants to serve underserved communities throughout the U.S. Salute to her, man. I mean, of course she's my kid.
She want a little
I love
poppy.
it, dog. Of course she's my kid. So but like, if you meet her, and one day I hope we get on the podcast, she's just one of them people you just like. It's a good person, dog. If I met her as an older person and was like just talking to her, this 19-year-old person who's in college, I'd be like, yeah, she's a good person. You're going to be all right. Honestly, for real.
Well, you could just record yourself and her on just on the iPhone.
I could
just do that,
but she bashful.
I mean, she's the one that told you, "Hey, all you have to do is hit record on the button." She told you.
She did tell me that, but you know what? She's here till the 20th. So I think we will. I mean, and like I said, she's a little older, so we can probably sit down and have a father and daughter episode. But that's something different.
That's what's
everybody here for that. And also, hey, shout out to ADA. She made it to Nigeria. She's over there with her people right now, having a good time. So shout out to her. Happy that she made it to her family's place of origin.
So breaking news. Breaking news. Cutting in.
What's happening? Two people talking.
The government shutdown has begun as a midnight deadline.
Woo.
So the government's officially shut down. He didn't get his wall money. Okay, I'm done.
Right. Okay. So
I like it.
I knew you guys wanted. All right. When I
appreciate. I mean, Frank got a job.
No. Okay, so everybody, I'm safe.
You said the government didn't get shut down?
It did.
It did
get shut down.
Yeah.
It has officially been shut down as of 3 minutes ago.
So real quick,
look at before we get to look at the optics though. Like Barack Obama was in there trying to prevent a shutdown, and people shitted on him. But you got President this orange piece of shit talking about, I want to shut down.
He's proud. He's a proud shutter downer.
This is the third number 3 shutdown this year, this calendar year. Wow. The third partial government shutdown.
And as an Army reservist, I'm like, okay, But as a dude who has kids with a woman who is a government employee.
Mm-hmm.
But like Frank said, I understand the rules. She's not.
We're not affected by it. We're not affected by it.
She's not affected by it at all. But it makes me think about like her and other people that in that building who are affected by it, bro. And this is like, what the fuck?
So real quick. So like I'll give you guys a quick glance. I don't know if you guys know about it. So you have appropriated funds and unappropriated fund. Depending on what Congress decides the budget's going to be, some agencies are funded up to 5 years in advance, 3 to 4 years in advance, 2 years in advance. The VA themselves across the board, we're on advance appropriations 2 years. We're funded 2 years in advance, and that's just because of the nature of our mission. We're a hospital. We're providing healthcare. You just can't stop that, even if we all run out of money. The money's already set aside. So there are agencies, mainly law enforcement, security types of agencies are the ones that are being affected by this, which again leads to Trump's base, basically, like the law enforcement, the hard line, the hard right, and all that stuff. So those are the ones that are being affected by them right now. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, remember that $1,000 check that he gave you last year at this time? Mm-hmm. I hope you guys saved it. Just so you know. Look, before we get into the topic.
Let's not get too deep.
All right. I'll say this last piece before we get into the topic or whatnot. Hey, for those that are keeping track, so this week, so you have 6 organizations that are under investigation under Trump that are Trump affiliated. You have the stock markets with their worst, not only week or 2 weeks, but worst month in like over a decade.
Yeah.
Today on Friday, they closed the Dow closed 500 points less than it started. It's the worst day in the last 10 years, in the last decade, individual day. We have a chief of staff that was quote unquote resigned, let go, and Kelly.
Yeah.
Then we have the defense secretary after Tang decides to pull out of Syria and declare victory, and already has plans of pulling out of Afghanistan. We lose the defense secretary, which I commend him for doing it. But at the same time, now there's no adults in that administration.
I don't commend him for shit because the whole time this motherfucker been out here fucking with black folks, not giving shit about his own people in his own motherfucking country, and this motherfucker sat there and didn't say shit.
No.
So
wait, are you talking about Mattis or are you talking about Kelly? Because Kelly's the one that's been talking about, has that racial history, not Mattis.
But Mattis fucking got on the motherfucking bandwagon with this nigga, even though he been saying all this bullshit to begin with. As a matter of fact, anybody that's in this administration who fucks with this nigga, who been here for this long, don't give a fuck about none of us and anything as far as like domestic, as far as domestic goes. They don't.
Y'all gonna feel okay. So y'all gonna throw shade at me for this, but I feel because of who Mattis is and what the position he had.
Oh,
but
he was military man.
No. This is how I feel. Now that he's gone, we have no adults in this administration to say anything against him.
I feel that
because even Whitaker, hold on, because Whitaker, the acting AD, he already said, "I hear you, ethics, but I'm gonna ignore your advice. I'm still gonna oversee this fucking administration."
I feel what you're saying, but people who fuck with a fuck boy are still fuck boys to me. Like in our chat group, when you say I don't fuck with niggas who don't take care of their kids,
But part of me, I think part of me, you have to put country over him, and I feel like at least Mattis, and I might be biased.
But Mattis didn't break when this motherfucker been fucking our country over. He didn't break, but when it was a policy that he didn't agree with as far as internationally, that's when he broke. He
reached. I mean, you're in the military. I was in the military too. He got an order that was unethical for him. He couldn't follow that no more.
But he fucked with a motherfucker that wasn't shit. Off top, what like we said.
Well, Matt has been calling him out. He's been calling him out. He's called him a dumbass. Tang. Mattis has called him.
Kelly called him a dumbass. I don't know.
No, Mattis ain't called him a dumbass. Kelly has.
All right, I won't do this,
but Kelly still fucking with somebody who ain't shit. Like we said in our group, we not gonna fuck with people like the very basic thing of taking care of a child. We said in our group, we not gonna fuck with niggas don't take care of their kids. Here's a nigga that's fucking with somebody that ain't taking care of the country.
He ain't fucking with him anymore, so.
What I want to see is what their bank account was when they started and what it is now as they go out. That's what I want to see.
I'll tell you what though. The letter he wrote in his exit, because apparently what he did is he tried to give Trump one last chance to get right in terms of his foreign policy. Talked to him for about 45 minutes and they handed him the letter. Well, the letter went out public and basically scolded him for the way he has gone as a maverick in terms of, lone wolf policies for the United States, exceptionalism, and not wanting to be a part of the world community in terms of dealing with, international crises. So I think that will go down in the history books. I think kids will be reading that letter in the history books when we are doing the postmortem of what the fuck was wrong with Donald Trump.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean,
I hear it though, but you get the words like maverick, lone wolf are still loaded to me, and that's out of the letter too.
Yeah, but Winston though, I get it though, but at some point though, Mattis is in a position to he looks at either I could quit for this individual or I gotta help take care of this country or this government. And I think that's what he was looking at. I think,
but he left the only position where he had any influence. So what are you gonna do now?
and that's what I'm saying. Like, the only reason why he probably stayed on as long as he did was because of that, because he knew that he had influence, and it got to the point that he got.
But once again, niggas be the canary in the coal mine when it comes to this shit. Niggas been telling motherfuckers that this motherfucker ain't shit.
Right.
So why you fucking with him? And that's why I stand there. Okay, good job at backing out at the last fucking minute.
But you know.
Okay, hold on, Winston. Hold on. Okay, hold on. So you're an NCO. You're senior NCO.
Well,
hold on, no.
I'm a mid-level NCO.
Okay, mid-level NCO. But you're a platoon leader, or a platoon sergeant. My bad, platoon sergeant. Right.
But as far as the attachment level, I could be a first sergeant. But
right. Okay, whatever. But if the commander tells you to do something, whether you may deem it unethical or whatnot.
But hold on.
What's the first sergeant job?
I know where you're going, but that's a loaded question, though, right?
It is, and that's what I'm saying.
My job in the unit is I'm already there. I did not apply for a fucking position the way he did, so it's not the same thing. It's not equivalent, bro. It's not fucking equivalent. I know where you're going with this. I get it. I am already an NCO for the 1908 CSC. That's what I is. I either just don't come to drill, which means I'm AWOL, which means I go to jail, which is totally different, right? I'm not applying for a fucking position. That's what he did. He applied for a position, bro. He's no longer in service. He has no, I have to fucking go. Mathis wasn't like, oh, here I am in the military. I have to go do a job. He wasn't. He went and applied for a job, bro. He went and applied for a job for this particular motherfucker. It's not the same as me saying, like, I got one more year in, and even though the next commander, who I don't get to enter in the military, which is kind of shitty. We got a new commander coming in who has no experience with this our medical component. So not only do I have no right to say he's not good for my unit or for my soldiers, I have no say in that. On top of that, if he comes here and he or she's a fuck boy, I have no say in that either, right?
So
Mathis had a saying in this from the get-go. He could have resigned fucking 2 years ago, my nigga. Ago. But he didn't. It's not the same. I hear what you're trying to do.
Okay, so but why didn't he do it? Why didn't he quit? I guess that's my point.
Once
because
again,
it's either
I want to see the bank accounts of all these motherfuckers who held on and backed out at the last minute.
I get it. Okay.
I want to see the bank accounts, bro.
I mean, for me, this is my official stance on it.
Is it surprising that the stock market's crashing and everybody's getting out?
No, I'm not surprised. But here's my official stance on it. I think Mattis stayed on as long as he could, until it became to a point that it just became too much for him.
That's
Frank. Just it. I mean,
Frank, what did he do in that position? What has he done in that position? What did he do in that position? What has he done?
The story was that he was a check and balance.
Yeah, that's
what pissed Trump off.
No, I hear the story. I know the story.
I don't know. Man.
So I'm not gonna know, but that's essentially what he was there for the checks and balance.
I get and I'm not trying to yell at you, Joe or Frank. I get why he was there. I'm saying is, what has he done besides what he was supposed to be? A counter.
Sometimes it's opportunity cost, man. Sometimes it's not what he did. It may be what he prevented.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
We don't know what this motherfucker might do in the future without this motherfucker around here to stop his ass.
And that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. And that's what I'm saying. I mean, I don't want her to make it seem like I'm caping for him, but at the same because we know the history of other people that have already left this administration, how shady they were in the background. But I feel like at least Mattis was there for me. It was like he was there for preventive measures, like to prevent shit from getting chaos.
I'm starting to feel like you was a Mattis fan before he even got on the team, though. So
no, I'm just saying. I mean, he got confirmed too. So I mean, he got confirmed for some reason. I mean,
A lot of people get confirmed. Brett
people.
Kavanaugh got confirmed, nigga. What does that mean?
Nah, but that shit was straight up bullshit.
But
though,
but according to you just said, Brett Kavanaugh got confirmed too.
He was confirmed.
I'm just saying, nigga.
I guess based on your logic, everybody that's
in this administration.
Okay, based on your logic, everybody that works in this administration ain't shit.
Yes, thank you. I'll stand by it. Nigga.
That's
what. Well, you want me to say
that's
no?
Fine. No, that's fine. I mean, if that's your stance, that's your stance. I don't have to agree with it.
I concur. Really, there's really no standouts here in this old Trump administration. Period.
I know it's easy to. This is the thing. I know it's easy to throw shade right now, but I can't. I can't buy the fact. No, but I can't buy the fact that everybody in this administration is not doing a good job. You know what I'm saying? Like, or doing the job that they're supposed to be doing. You know what I mean?
Right. Exactly.
So we get off track though.
Okay, my bad. But anyway, on today's topic, so in our little segue, you know what I mean? No sound effects.
Speaking of motherfuckers doing bad jobs, what about this referee over here?
Yeah. So we had. So I guess who was the one that presented this? Who put it up on the messenger group first?
I think James put it up. But I was like, I was talking about it on the on Facebook, like a little like 10 minutes before James put it up in our chat group. There's a Sergeant Holiday who's in our unit. That's the one I was saying. He's a state champion in Kansas. He's wrestled collegiately. He continues to train and also coach MMA wrestlers, state level, collegiate level in like around Kansas, that whole like Fort Riley, Manhattan area. That's where he has like a little gym, whatever. So like before I said you know how shit gets out there and niggas like they in full rage and you find out like you shouldn't be mad about this. I was like, hey pimp, before I get mad about this, what's your opinion on it? And then and I can go, I can pull can pull our chat up. I don't want to because I'm lazy. But anyway, for the most, I'm gonna pull it up. If you want me to for like quotes, I can. But for the most part, I mean, I think it speaks more to, and we can talk. We can get into how we feel about it. I think it speaks more to the national rules versus state rules, also versus like local rules, where individual referees are allowed to impose how they interpret the rules and the laws. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. How all that can fuck all of this up. Also, you talk about specifically a referee where I think it's like, is it New Jersey area somewhere where he was like,
yeah, it's New Jersey.
Yeah, where like a group of people, parents wrote in and say, we don't want this nigga refereeing nothing out here ever again.
Right.
Yet he's still allowed to referee at a different level. And of course, if you go like, I never wrestled, but I played football, I played basketball. I've AAU, high school, collegiate level. I've had bad refs, and there have been refs where parents were like, going to write letters or whatever, blah 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 blah, this and that. So I get that, but this particular referee who has we'll get into it, who has a history of some racial shit, it seems to be something else to it. So I guess that's the lead in, tie in, whatever we need for this, whatever.
All right, so I'll be, because I know on the messenger we were all getting ready to present all sorts of arguments, all sorts of defenses, all sorts of cons and pros, and I did try to step in before we got a little bit further, because I didn't want to bring. I think I felt just like James, and I think Joe too. I think this conversation needed to be had. It's current, like James always says. It's current, but it's also relevant, and to the point that in the type of environment that we're in today as well. And then we have a former athlete. I think, well, all of you guys were athletes, weren't you?
Not me.
Okay, so 10 meters was an athlete.
Joe ran track. I played football, collegiate level.
Right, but you were athletes though. James, I think were you an athlete at all?
James is putting his dick in people.
Okay. But all right, but we have different perspective, and we also have Joe. Joe,
hold up though. But what I want to say is, I don't think you need to be any type of athlete.
Yeah, not at all.
Right? No, and
appreciate this.
No, and that's why I also want to have this discussion too on the show, because you have former athletes, you have people that aren't athletes, and you all have a former athlete that's also an educator and that is also an active coach on the high school level, that can speak to not necessarily the rule that we're going to discuss now, but just kind of like the experiences that they faced in the particular sports.
As far as these athletes, as far as like rules, biases, and also how like a lot of times, like depending on where you at, who's refereeing or judging, how that can also take shape.
Yeah. That's also true. But hold on. So before everybody gets their opinion, so what
Let the coach speak.
I know the coach is going to speak. Hold on.
Let the coach speak.
But the story is in New Jersey high school wrestling.
I just said the story, Phil.
Right, but okay, I guess.
I'm going in. So
go, Joe.
Go ahead, Joe.
So I mean, I put it this way: somebody's at fault. Somebody's at fault for this shit. This shit was embarrassing for the young man. It was an experience he shouldn't have had. He showed uncommon valor by submitting his identity to the team and going out there and then not only competing but also winning his match to have his team win. I guess it's a duel, but I mean, that kid shouldn't have had to go through that situation because somebody fucked up. So I think what we're here to get to is get to the bottom of who's at fault. And so what I see is a lot of people. I checked out the comments that I don't know if I can raise the volume, buddy.
Hold on. Hey Joe. You know what? I realized that we didn't speak fully about what happened. So Frank was right.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. So
I admit when I'm wrong. I admit it, nigga.
Not to disregard what our current educator and coach as well has said.
Nigga, matter of fact, nigga, I'm a coach too, nigga. So eat a dick.
Sure. Anyhow, so we have a wrestling match, a high school wrestling match in New Jersey, in the state of New Jersey. It's just two rival schools basically, and it's a conference and it's a conference match duel. All right.
Right.
Before the match goes on or whatnot, but I guess there's a stoppage because the referee may have noticed something that was either damaging to the other opposing athlete or whatnot, or just something of a concern. He stopped the match and he called the injury timeout. Injury time in wrestling, that's the only time that where either if you get a cut or a bleed, you have that time to cut it, or otherwise if it goes past a certain amount of time, you basically forfeit or whatever, whatnot. So during the injury timeout or whatnot, or during the injury time, the referee makes the notion that his hair piece, because he was wearing a cap, was not within regulations. So the athlete took it off and it was going to put something else on, but it wasn't meeting the standards of the law or whatnot, or the rules, right? So that being said, I guess apparently according to the article, the coaches and the individual coach they argued that
he had a cover over his head for his dreads, but the rule changed 2 years ago that is not enough. The head cover must be attached to your headgear.
To the headgear, right?
Right. And because it was not attached to the actual headgear, he deemed it as illegal, and
Illegal,
it was
right.
not a legal covering.
Right. And so they didn't have one. And so the only options on the table were to either forfeit the match or cut his dreads. And on the video, they did cut the dreads, but they didn't cut them all off. It's just the ones that were
in front of everyone,
in front of everybody. It was humiliating.
In the middle of the fucking floor.
It was humiliating. But the coaches did give, which this can be argued, the coaches did give the athlete the option of choosing what to do after arguing. And the athlete chose to cut the dreadlocks or whatever, cut the little strands.
What are you talking about that though? That's like the false illusion of having actual choice.
Okay.
You tell,
come on, man.
I'm just presenting what happened. That's all.
The matches.
No, my bad. I know Frank's not saying that. He's just presenting the story.
I'm just saying.
I should have said anything.
Right. So he cut it or whatever. He came back, dominated the match, won in overtime. Boom, got the victory, got the points and the team ended up winning or whatnot. Now here comes the argument. We all seen the video, and I'll put it in the show notes. We've all seen the video. We've all reacted. I really want to get the opinion. So now we know the facts. We know that the headgear wasn't attached. It wasn't in regulations. The match has started. It wasn't that it was premeditated. It wasn't done before the match started.
But at the same point in time, if anyone knows anything about wrestling, you just don't come in and have a single match. This boy, especially, you don't have a single match where the match you're wrestling in determines if your team wins. This is probably a tournament that he has wrestled in.
No, it's a duel. It's not a tournament. It's a duel. It's just school against school.
It's a duel.
It's school against school.
Match up people in weight classes.
Right. It's just school against school. It's not tournament. It's not open weight.
I feel even more than that though. He just didn't start wrestling that day though, right?
Right. Let's place that. Okay, so he had been wrestling he is a junior, so he had been wrestling before, and his
dreadlocks let me know that as a brother who had dreadlocks, the motherfuckers didn't just spring up last night.
Right. And the other thing, the other thing too.
As long as they didn't spring up last year.
Right. And the other thing was too that the coach also on this article that I'll put on the show notes too as well said that he had wrestled other tournaments and other duels that with the same hairstyle and same head covering that wasn't attached to the headgear, and it was just fine. It was arbitrary, basically. It was the enforcement of a bullshit rule, if I could say that, because we all agree that it's a bullshit rule. Is the interpretation of it.
It's kind of the same rule as far as like motherfuckers in the military when they have like a shaving profile.
Yeah.
It depends on the commander.
This is where I'm gonna put it all in the coach's lap.
Okay, so hold on, James. Hold on. So what are we gonna argue now? What are we gonna argue? Are we gonna argue what happened to the kid, or are we gonna argue the interpretation of the rule?
The rule is fine.
I mean,
if the rule is the rule,
James got it. Hold on.
Okay, go ahead, James.
My problem is the coach should know the rule.
Okay, hold on. So let's keep it sane. So are you saying the rule? Or are you saying you're okay with the rule?
Yeah.
Okay. Winston, are you okay with the rule with the head covering?
Here's my thing is, okay, I'm okay with rules as long as they are interpreted and they are.
Well, I mentioned it. I'm getting to all that actually.
Yeah, I know. If James, as long as we get deeper into it, I know where James don't go with it. So here's the thing: is though, like, here's a kid who's wrestled all year with the same hairstyle, with the same cap. I'm sure for the most part, and it's got along with it, right? So you have something where it has to deal more with the wrestling committee or whoever governs the rules at the state level. That's the issue there also, right? But also, and we can talk about later on too, the coaches, and I get it. I get it as someone who's coached young men, and not to the degree that Joe Jeff has coached young men and women much longer as I have. But I get it to the fact where it's like you want to allow a basically I'm 40 years old, so if it's me and this young boy. To me, I see him as a child. You want to allow a child to make a choice, but you have to understand, as a child is going to look at his teammates and say, "I won't let them down."
Okay.
So
I
to
feel
me, as a coach at that point in time, I would have said, "Hey, fuck this." I would have said, "Fuck this" out loud. We leaving. This shit ain't right. We getting back on the bus, because you can't put that in the hands of a child. That's what that is a child. My bad. You're right. My bad.
Okay. All right. So 10 meters, and again, we can expand on it, but I just want to focus on the rule itself. We have a rule that's in place, and everybody knows about it. This is this rule, as probably Joe's gonna attest. This rule is presented before the league even starts. It tells them, and on this article, it tells them this rule's been in place since the beginning. It's just the enforcement of it. But
this rule is was only implemented in 2016, so it's not like a long-standing rule. Just so you know.
Okay, so I mean, it's basically what you're saying is this is a rule that, regardless of how long it's been in place, it's been established. It's been voted on. It's been,
Let me give you some insight on.
All right, hold on. We'll go to Joe. We'll go to Joe. We'll break. We'll go to Joe. Go ahead, Joe.
So when there is a new rule, now I'll tell you how it's been in recent years in Missouri. So the State Athletic Association makes you take a test every year. Okay. And so for us, and I assume that what we're doing is probably in line with what people are doing around the country. We used to have meetings where we would go to a certain place and you had to sign off that you had attended the meeting, and they would talk about whatever updates had happened, and there'd be a PowerPoint and that type of thing. These days, it is done on a slideshow. So you have to log in. There's a professional development that you have to go through the slideshow, watch the videos, take a quiz. And so when you say it's not that new a rule, they make sure that any time they update the rule book, that you are made well aware of what the rule changes have been. Right. So if it's been done in the last 2 years, if this coach has been coaching for longer than 2 years.
Yeah, no, I'm glad you said that, because this gets me to what I really want to say.
Okay. I know, James. So
he has been.
Well, this is on the coach. The coach should know the rules, first of all, and also the coach should understand. And I'm gonna take this even deeper, and maybe you don't agree with this. This is the way I feel about it. This coach has a black student, probably the only black student on his wrestling team. You going into a match with a referee that has a well-known racial incident showing that he is biased towards black people. You should make sure there's no reason for him to fuck your athlete over.
But
you make sure that you. I mean, you should know all the rules anyway.
But hold on, James. I would say, like, cause we talking about the rule, and we say, but we haven't like actually read what the rule book says. And what I'm saying is, with that, I'm saying, like, you talk from an army standpoint. I'm saying that they have regulations, but regulations can be interpreted differently by different personnel. So the coaches may have read that same rule book and said, "For this whole year, he's been right, for whatever he thought was like on his head and attached or whatever the fuck I was supposed to be attached. For some odd reason, it's been good this whole time. But this one referee was like, "Oh no, I'm the burden of justice." So I'm saying, like,
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying this referee already has a reputation.
I don't know, but I'm going back to your point. I don't put it on the coaches that way, as far as what you're saying. I put it on the coaches as far as, like, saying they put the decision into a young boy's hands. The coaches
also. I think it's all of that. I think all of it stops and starts with the coach.
And hold on, my bad. Before we got into it, I think Anthony was trying to say something. Yeah, go ahead. My bad. Go ahead.
That's okay.
Go ahead. And again, Anthony, it's just like just on the rule. I get it. We're gonna get, and everybody's gonna have their option or the time to expand on things. Just on the rule itself.
Right. So what I was saying is this rule is established. No matter how long it was established, and I'm pretty sure that communication through the coaches and throughout the league has been, established as well. That of these amendments and everything like that. So I agree with what you guys were saying. Yeah, the onus is on the coach. The onus is on the coach because he has to communicate these rule changes and these amendments to his players or to his team that they are in place, and he failed to do that. Yeah.
Hold on, Frank. What you showing me is what these niggas is trying to put out.
This is the statement. I'm reading it before I present it.
Hold on. Let me get it's not wrestling. But let me give you
Winston, Roger. Hold on.
Stop. It makes sense. As someone, because like sometimes you have these rules that are made that have gray areas. As someone who loves to rock his beard, and Anthony also has a beard too.
Yeah.
I work in an environment that has a sterile field, right? Or sometimes I work in an environment that has a clean field. And there's a difference. A clean field means that everything got to be like antiseptic. We wash our hands real good and clean, and we cover up. That's clean. Sterile means that I'm going to open a pocket in your body, so I want no hair. I want anything covering, right? So somewhere there's a regulation that says that you can't have a beard. A beard, right? A beard. You can't have a beard that's not fully covered while you're in this field, right? So
right.
a beard, right? That seems pretty black and white. So as a man who sometimes wants to come in and have a 5 o'clock shadow,
right?
I ask a simple question. I understand these rules are made by women who are nurses. What the fuck constitutes a beard?
Exactly.
What is the inches as far as regulation that constitutes a beard? So that goes into this though, where you make these rules with people, but there's no specific boundary as far as like what constitutes what's right or wrong.
Right.
All right. Okay.
Let me speak.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Joe.
To that, because what I read is that the rule. So if you're looking for degrees of variation, the rule stated. Now, I didn't go into the New Jersey State rule book. I did peruse through the Missouri one. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But what I read is that if it came down past the ears, that was the cutoff.
The what? I hear you say.
Ears. The ears. So if it comes past the ears, this is the line of demarcation. Where if it goes past that line, then it needs to be addressed.
So if he pulls it up, then it's fine.
It has to be. He can have dreads, but they have to be within, as James stated earlier, they have to have some sort of, I don't know, wave cap, whatever you want to call it. I don't know what it was. But it has to be attached.
If the length is at his ear, below ear, whatever, then it must be covered. That's the rule state.
Yeah, but cover.
And the cover.
Go ahead, Joe. My bad.
And the cover must be attached to the headgear. He had the cover.
Mm-hmm.
It just was not attached to the headgear. That's where the rep decided to.
I hear what you're saying though, but I'm saying, but also we get into rules. So if we're gonna like I'm a big, like at my job, it's a new place. You're trying to get a new lab opened up, and there's all these new rules that don't make clear sense. I'm like, I just need people to be consistent. And I'm an adult. I'm 41 years old. I'm like, if it's not consistent to me across the board, I'm not going to follow it. Here we are, this old ass institution that should have pretty clear cut rules to deal with things, and it's not being dealt with consistently.
Let me speak to that one.
That is my other point is that the rule is established and in place, but how is it being applied?
Yeah.
And if there's not continuity in its application, that's a major problem, and that's a problem here.
That is a problem.
It's
definitely a problem.
This is selected application of this by a known racist rep against a black student. What am I supposed to think?
Go ahead, Joe. My bad.
That is definitely the case. That it is inconsistent in the application of the rule. But the problem is that you've got humans who are implicating the rule. And different people read one passage. You get 5 people to read a passage, you're going to get 5 different meanings. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And so...
I hate to say that, but that's an old joke in cardiology. You give me 10 different cardiologists, you'll get 10 different diagnoses, but whatever.
Mm-hmm. Most definitely. I mean, that's how that works. And so what I'm saying to you is we all know that in sports, refereeing can be inconsistent. These people are humans. Now, this dude is an asshole. And so one person's interpretation of the rule versus another person's interpretation of the rule may be separate. We know that if you watch a baseball game, the strike zone is going to be different from day to day. And what the coaches at the major league level do is they don't only scout the other team, they're going to scout the referee, the umpire that's behind the plate. And
but that really applies, man.
But Joe,
really applies. It's completely applies.
But Joe, I hear what you're saying though. But this dude wrestled the whole season, right?
We know who this referee is.
But no. That's what I'm saying though. I hear what you're saying. But it could be different if he was going from one tournament to one tournament to one tournament, and there was all this fucking confusion. But at this specific tournament,
did he enforce the rule?
I don't know, because like you just said,
I'm telling you the rule as I read it was if the hair is below the ears, it has to be put up on her cap, and that cap has to be attached to his headgear.
But
cap that the kid had was not attached to the headgear. You want to forfeit or you gonna cut the hair? They didn't have a replacement cap that was within regulation.
Hold on.
So from what I see, the official enforced the rule. He's an ass. He may have gone above and beyond.
So it's the one time for you the racist wins?
I'm not saying that racist wins. I'm saying to you, obviously he lost because the motherfucking team won.
Well, no, he didn't lose. There's a young boy who was put on display. You look at the image of the picture. Like
that's another.
I heard what you're saying.
And I think this gets back into where the coaches are.
Look at the image of this young boy who looks like a young black man at a goddamn slave auction, getting fucking prodded and cutting his shit cut off while everybody stands and watches him. Nobody. That black boy may have won, but you saw how dejected he was.
He didn't. Yeah, I understand all that. I get all that. I said from the beginning, somebody's wrong. Somebody's wrong in this situation. But here's my thing. We as a people are so quick to call the race card and jump down somebody's throat. But Rodger, let me get it out. Let me get it out.
It's the race card though here.
Let me get it out, Rodger. Let me get it out. Get it out.
Man, my bad. You're right. My bad.
We are so quick to call the race card. And I'm not saying that race is not a factor here. I'm saying that I've gone to when I take my teams into the city and compete versus when I go out and take my teams into the rural communities and compete, it's officiated completely different. And my team is scrutinized way differently when we are in one environment versus another environment. But what I'm saying to you is I know when I'm heading out to that environment to prepare my team to be ready for those circumstances. You know what I'm saying? So this official did not.
That's why I put it on the coaches.
Well, hold on.
Let me get. This official did not officiate the way the one at the last meet did, or the one last meet before him. But what I'm saying to you is because we got away with it all season is not a defense.
Joe,
we were able to get away with it last week.
Joe, all I want to say is, how did the coaches know they're going to pull the racist ref?
You know that it's an eventuality.
I'm just saying, how they know
it's
that?
It's an eventuality.
I'll let you
Rodger.
Joe, I'll let you talk.
Let me answer your question. I'll get you right back. It's going to be a quick answer. If you stay ready,
But all I'm saying is, bro, I've heard you say on this many times, just because it's a law or a rule don't make it right. I've heard you say this many a times, my nigga.
Okay, so are we arguing the rule? Are we arguing the implication of the rule?
All I'm saying is, so this one time when this boy has been allowed to wrestle with this headgear and been above the law, been above board, but all of a sudden, when it's this one time when his team needs this win,
what makes you think he was above board than other times? He just wouldn't call for it.
I said the
if I throw a pitch off the plate, and that motherfucker is.
But once again, you talk
a ball.
Once again, you talking about versus like what I see as a strike versus as what I don't see as a strike versus as what I interpret as the law. I mean, I don't get what you're saying, bro.
I'm saying to you, just because I've gotten away with it doesn't mean I was in the right.
And just because I'm not a racist,
I got kids that come to school every day, and the rule at the school is these girls like to wear them little ripped up jeans to show their thighs and all that type of stuff.
So ripped up jeans for somebody with his dreads up?
We talking about rules. We talking about rules. I listen to your hairless, beardless situation in the hospital. I'm giving you my analogy to what I go through on a daily basis, man. So let's do this. So what I'm saying to you is these kids come to school and they got ripped up jeans, and what they'll do is if you see them in the classroom, like, hey, you need to go fix that. You be like, hey, I walked past the principal. He didn't say nothing. The principal might not have been paying attention. I walked past security. The security might have been looking at the other person right next to you who had a bag of weed or something. I don't know. But what I'm saying to you is just because you got away with it doesn't mean you were right.
So they had ripped up jeans that had tape over them versus ripped up jeans that had patches over them. What you're arguing, right?
No. I'm saying if you're wrong. I'm saying if
it is what you're arguing, though. You're arguing.
I didn't say nothing about patches. I said nothing about patches.
What I'm saying is he tried to cover. What I'm saying is he tried to cover his hair up as opposed to I got ripped up jeans, which I know are obviously illegal, which I tried to cover up with tape versus my jeans.
Was the cap inside the law? The cap was not inside the rule.
But what?
I mean, you know what I'm saying?
The cap was a violation of the rule.
So could he tie a string to it? It would have been attacked?
No, I don't know how this shit. I don't wrestle.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying we don't know.
I'm just telling you that
I'm saying is we don't know. And for
somebody by that logic, I'm gonna trust the reporters to give me the information that is viable.
And I'm
saying to you, based on the information that was given to me, he was not properly equipped.
And the only one, and hold on, and the only one person that came, it was only one person that came out and said he was in violation of the law.
But he's the one that counts, though.
But yeah, that's the one. That's the one that counts because he's the referee.
No, that's not true. That is not true. Go back and read Frank's article, man. Because they went back and they asked the state and they said the referee applied the law, the rule as it should be applied.
Yeah. Let me step in. Let me step in real quick.
Check it out. That's it. And this is really my final point on this.
Actually, it was that the referee applied the law the way it should be applied.
And the coaches set this young cat up for failure.
It's on the coach.
I've already they knew. No. They set this up for failure.
I agree with you.
They know that that's against the rules, and they've been sliding through. But you never know when that shit was gonna come back and bite you. That's not on the kid. That's on the coach. And now this whole debacle happened because we know what this ref is already. Everybody knew who this ref is. Whether you draw him today or you draw him next week, you draw him next year, you're gonna see this dude eventually, or any ref that might decide to apply this rule at an inopportune time for you and your team. So you make sure that you are in compliance all the way around. So there's no excuse for anybody to screw you. That's the bottom line.
That is the
if
bottom
you stay ready, you ain't gotta get ready.
That's the bottom line.
But I already said
that's the bottom line. Really, that's all there is to it.
There's really nothing else to be said right there.
But there is a lot to be said to somebody that comes to a motherfucking game or a track meet or to any type of event and no one address anything to before the fucking match.
But still, the coach
doesn't matter. At the end of the day, the coaches need to know.
It does matter
because it has to be done before the match, or
it does matter. I've had football games where referees come out and said we reviewed the tape and the play that you ran last week will not be allowed. Once again, I'm saying is this nigga didn't grow dreadlocks over the last fucking week. Somebody should have came to the coaches or the boy prior to the match and said, before he even stepped out there and said, he can't wear that shit.
You know who did?
Who?
The National Federation of
Yeah.
I'm saying he already knows.
It's in the book.
They
man.
did.
That's what Joe
You're
was
responsible
saying.
for the information in the book, man.
Right?
Yeah. And hold on. Let me step in. So
I'm saying
according to the
Joe's
article, I get it.
It's not on the ref.
No, okay,
The
all right.
responsibility is the coach.
All right,
But
hold on.
Actually, it's on the refs to enforce the law, right?
All right. They are there to enforce the law and all that stuff, but hey,
his predecessors.
but peep game though, just like and Joe, you could probably attest to this. Look, the rules, just like how you said earlier before, that you guys take this test and you guys gather with each other around or whatnot before the league even starts, or you start league play or whatnot. And the rules already been, this has already been going on for 2 years. They told you about it, and to Joe's opinion is, the rules coming. Just because you got away with it once doesn't mean that you're not following the rules. You know what I'm saying? It just happened to be the individual, but at the same time, it's like you got to think. They've already like the coaches knew about this rule.
But I'm saying I'm reading this further, and it's a simple thing of like it's the same thing as about a kid properly shaving. Robert said if a kid hasn't shaved, he has to shave before the match starts.
Yeah.
If he doesn't, he has a minute. So if a kid hadn't shaved before he came to that motherfucking wrestling event, they would have been alerted that you need to shave before you start wrestling. That's all I'm saying, bro. That's all.
Let me tell you how that works.
Right, up until he shaves.
Is not going to go around to everybody on your team and make sure that your team is properly equipped. The referee will, at the beginning of the meet. Now, I can't speak to wrestling. I'm telling you track, okay? At the beginning of the meet, they will come out and they will say, make sure your team is properly equipped. And they will say, we're going to go by NHFS rules. We're going to go by MISHA rules, New Jersey State High School Athletic Association rules. And so you, as the coach, are responsible to know those rules and make sure that your team is properly equipped. If that kid had dreads out, that's not that referee's thing to go around to the kid. Then we talking about him then.
But he didn't have dreads out.
Hold on.
Because let me be real clear. Let me be real clear. Personally, I had a motherfucker at districts about 2 years ago come for my kid in the same fucking manner, and because he started targeting, you know me, I get a little heated sometimes. This motherfucker tried to pull a rule out of his ass.
Not you.
Nigga tried to pull a rule out of his ass, and I called him on this shit, and I read the rule book, and my interpretation was different from his rule book. We got on the phone, called the state. The fucking state agreed with him. So then he started fucking with my kids. So my best kid had dreads. And so every time this motherfucker ran, he was watching because he was the best athlete at the meet. So every time he ran, this motherfucker counting his events so that he could try to catch me slipping. He made an announcement at the end of the meet, called me down. He said, your kid better not be running the 4x4, otherwise we're going to disqualify him from the meet. He's not going to stay.
Well,
so they will do that shit, man. These motherfuckers will look and plot on your ass.
So here,
but it's on you,
Joe,
as the coach, to make sure that you know the rules and you abide by them and you interpret them correctly.
And here's where I'm gonna jump in. Hold on, let me jump in.
No, we can't jump in. Me and Joe have a conversation.
No,
you can't.
Hold on. Don't wait. Hold on.
No,
so now I got the New Jersey. I got the New Jersey state rule for wrestling. I got it pulled up. So in wrestling you have to weigh in. All right. So weigh-ins are up to half an hour before the duel begins, right? The match begins. And so on here, on the New Jersey state rule book, it says the actual weight of each contestant must be recorded by weight masters or designee of the weight informed. An assigned official will check the wrestler for proper hair grooming, facial hair, and fingernail length. An approved hair covering, as per NFHS Rule 4-2.2, is to be presented at weigh-in. Now, here's the thing. Here's to Joe's point. Whoever, that's before. The referee is not present at weigh-in. The referee is only present at the match start.
And that's all I was saying, that there's a body that should governs this shit beforehand. Because when I was coaching my daughter's
that body's name is the coach.
Right.
I get what you're saying though, but
coach, hold on, James.
I'm saying the body is the coach.
Look at this next one.
At these events, there are supposed to be people when the kids weigh in to say you meet the appropriate height and weight. Your hair is the standard, and this and that. That's all I was saying, bro.
But look
the coach should be keeping you in. the coach should be keeping you in check. But if my kid weighs in and passes inspection, then what?
But look at the next look at the next rule. Look at the next rule.
People who are checking them in are other kids.
But the next rule is
but now you starting yada yada yada.
But the next rule is weight wrestlers only in the weight room. At weight check, no coaches. It specifically says that.
Yeah, so I mean that's fine. But what I'm saying to you is they need to know before going in.
Exactly.
Yeah, but how do I know if the rule book states that? But how do I know if the rule book states before I go into an event that everything should be checked prior to?
Hold on.
What?
Because your equipment should be checked before. Just like the balls in the NFL are checks. Everybody's balls are checked. Every equipment is checked.
Hold on, Frank. An assigned official would check each wrestler for proper hair grooming, facial hair, fingernail nip, and approved hair covering as per NFHS Rule 4/2.2 is to be presented at weigh-in.
Right.
So if I'm a coach and you niggas say I'm good to go, right?
Then that's on the coach, right?
That's on the coach, not because the referee's not present. The referee's not present.
Read what the screen says, Joe. Read what the screen says.
I listened to you.
If you tell me my player is good to go, as he weighs in and approved, all his hair grooming is approved, we good to go, right? Should no ref should be checking shit because we passed the inspection, right?
Well, the referees can check.
No, they can't check, but the rule you just...
So that was your argument. The referees can check and they enforce it.
All rules are not perfectly applied in every situation. We know that.
No, exactly.
We know that.
And I get that too. That's what I'm trying to say.
That is why. This is part of why you have coaches.
Yes.
This is why you have coaches. They are supposed to.
Right. You have coaches.
But otherwise, you just run a bunch of kids out there, and it'd be chaos. You have coaches for things like this. Coaches are not just there to coach. You know that.
I know that, but if I check my coaches in and your rule, if I'm a coach and I'm there and your rule book states once my kids, because when I coach my fucking twins football team, they ought to have their names checked, their weights checked in a book every week.
But there's nothing in these rules that I've seen so far that says if issue comes up after the weigh-in, a referee is not allowed to make a ruling on it. There's nothing that says that this is the final word.
So, but in the book though, but what Frank
there's nothing that says it's the final word.
Hold on, but what Frank just showed us was that if they will check the hair, right? So they should be in accordance with the referee, right?
Right, but what I'm saying is that if that perhaps that wasn't done to the full extent it should have been.
Right. So
that doesn't prevent the later.
Hold on, James. If the rule states that if they're going to be checked in, it should be in accordance with this rule, and it should be in accordance with all regulations. If you say I'm good to go, if you say my kid's headgear is good to go, the referee shouldn't matter, right?
No,
they are two different people, man.
Somebody
gonna call a ball strike. Somebody gonna call a strike a ball right.
If you find that in the rules,
no one said yes or no. No one said yes or no to my question. If the fucking regulation says one thing, if the regulation says everything should be good,
it's not that black and white.
No,
it's not.
I understand that. But hold on, James. I understand that the black and white, but because it's not that black and white. Somebody got fucked over today, or yesterday, or 2 days ago. But like as a coach who's coached football, if I weigh my kid in, and you say my kid has made weight to run the fucking football, which is regulatory, and as far as like before you get to little league football, before you get to middle school football, if you say my kid is good to go, and then my kid's running the football, and all of a sudden one ref says your kid looks kind of fat, let's weigh him again. And now, yeah, of course, because he drank a little wine, now he's 1 pound overweight. That means my kid is now legal? When he weighed in, he was legal.
No, I don't think you can apply that here.
It does apply that here.
Here.
Okay, dog. You're right.
I don't think you can apply it here.
You're right. One body.
We're not talking about the weigh-in, bro. they have a weigh-in, and so if you're talking about weight, that's not even applicable. We're talking about grooming. We're talking about grooming, man.
And in the weigh-in, it specifically states what Frank, the rule he shows says. There will be someone there to make sure all grooming is applicable to the state law, the regulation. Hey, Frank, roll that back because these niggas ain't reading, I guess.
We heard you.
We
heard you.
We saw it.
So once again,
we've addressed that. We said that they are two different officials.
There's
more
to it than that.
And you just said if you have 10 cardiologists, you're going to get 10 different opinions.
Yeah.
These are two different cardiologists, man.
But I will say this. Once that one cardiologist says you're on my table, you getting that fucking procedure. That's the other side of it.
Right. Well, in this case, one cardiologist is cleared. No, Roger.
So that one cardiologist, that's the weigh-in official, said you good to go. So fuck everything else.
So then, what's the referee there for?
To make sure the pins are correct, the points are correct, yada yada yada. What, nigga?
And the uniform
and then
the grooming.
It's like wait a minute. What about in a boxing match? Wait, Roger, in a boxing match, if it's a problem with a boxer's gloves, the referee's not allowed to say anything. Hey, tape coming off. If he has spray Vaseline on his face.
Hey, James, they wear gloves in the weigh-in.
Yeah. There's a dude. You're saying that the referee is only there to officiate the actual match. That's not true. Before the fight, they are in the dressing room. The official will go into the dressing room and check the gloves.
I said the weigh-in.
Dude,
that is the weigh-in.
You said we're not talking about two apples and oranges, man.
Go back to the rule, Frank. They said the weigh-in.
Go back to the rule.
We're talking about wrestling.
All right.
It doesn't stop and start there.
Easy.
I know it doesn't stop and start there, but as far as the hair,
that's the way you're stating it. That it stops and starts there, and if it doesn't happen in the weigh-in, then as far as the weigh-in goes.
All right, I had to mute Winston. I had to mute him.
Damn!
I had to mute him. I know you mad. Hold up, dog. I know you mad, dog. I had to.
Yeah, man. Look at
connect your thing again.
Going off right now.
Hold on, because no one was getting anything in. Come on.
He don't want to play no more. He took his ball and went home.
Oh my God. Hold on. Connect your thing again. You gotta connect it again.
Hey, Frank been on them lessons, man. He was the black guy who tips that who you talk to, man. Who was it, man?
No, the Say Something Nice podcast.
The Say Something Nice, the Say Something Nice, man. Hey, Roger wasn't saying something nice. This how you deal with it, huh?
He ain't connecting? Hold on.
He's off right now.
What's up?
Hold on.
We can't hear it. Thing you saying.
I got it.
Nigga, your silence speaks volumes.
Hold on.
Why you ain't saying shit, Roger? What's up now, nigga?
Did you connect?
What's up now?
Did he?
You're not on, Roger. We can't hear you. I can hear you. I can hear you from down here.
Oh shit! Hold on.
He dropped that.
No. I dropped him. I think I had to, but let me add him. No, yo, you there?
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck them niggas. Roll back to what you. You gonna make up new shit. Niggas gonna jump around. What I was saying, if a bitch is over 200 pounds, they can do whatever they want. Roll back to the niggas on the top.
Damn, you got heated, man. Shit.
Roll back to the mic, nigga. Huh?
What you do? Drop your mic?
Roll back to the top, nigga.
He kicked this shit over.
Yeah, mic down the stairs and shit. God damn.
This is listen, like I get it. That's why I wanted to break it apart.
Nigga, fuck getting it. Roll back to the top, nigga.
This is This is why I wanted to break it apart because look,
Nigga, I'll find it out, nigga.
no, it's here. I got
know
it.
it's there, nigga. I see it on my screen, nigga. Roll back to the top.
I
nigga.
got it. It's right here. I got it. What you said, it's here. But you also understand there's other rules. That's not the only rule that there is.
there are other rules in life, nigga. Thank you for
But that's what I'm trying. Because even here at the lineup introduction, you're not supposed to wear anything on your headgear. So even after the weigh-in, you're still being judged for points being deducted or forfeitures. So even after the weigh-in. So just because somebody told you was good doesn't mean you're not being judged after that.
Something wrong with the rules itself.
And that's why I wanted to break it apart. I wanted to just judge it on the rule itself, and then
what's wrong with the rule?
The rule is one person shouldn't tell me I'm good, and then I go out to a mat and say,
"No, that's not the rule. That's the implication of the rule. That's how we put the rule in place. That's not the rule. Ain't nothing wrong with the rule.
There's something wrong with the rule. The rule should be
the rule.
If I weigh in and say,
all right, we're gonna mute people.
Roger, you have a problem with the procedure, not the rule.
You have a problem with the procedure. You don't have a problem with the rule.
I do have a problem with the rule. If the rule says
with the rule,
y'all niggas keep asking me the same motherfucking thing over and over
but
again.
But you keep answering a different question, nigga.
Because I'm being asked 3 different things the same fucking time, nigga.
We asking the same question, nigga. What's wrong with the rule? What's wrong with the rule?
Either the rule is I get to.
What's wrong with the rule?
Okay.
That's not the rule. That's the procedure.
You can talk about the procedure, man. The implementation, man.
Implementation of what?
Of the rule.
The implementation of the rules, which you have an issue with. I have a problem with it. So Roger, conciliatory, man. I agree with you. There's a problem. I agree with you. Can I agree with you?
I don't agree with you right now. I hate you right now.
I can agree with you. I want to agree with you. There's a problem with the implementation of the rules.
Do I gotta mute you again?
It's not consistent. The state needs to handle that. Okay? But there's also a problem with the coach.
Yeah, that's my biggest. Because I'm actually the ref is who he is, and he shouldn't be out there coaching and reffing those kids anyway. Especially after his incident he had back in 2016.
Hold on. So when I say
he's out there, and they knew he was out there.
So when I say the rule, what I'm saying is like when I coach football, and for some odd reason, Little League football had a right. There was the actual referee who will be refereeing the game there at the weigh-ins, and there when all the fucking players checked in to make sure everything was on board. So yes, I'm saying the fucking rule.
Procedures. You're talking about the procedures.
Procedures or rule. How you want to say it?
Okay, so you're talking about the procedure. The rule is what's written in the book.
So the procedure or rule should state that the referee. Or referees who will be at this officiating mat or tournament should be there during weigh-in to make sure everything's above board.
Well, I get that to the New Jersey State Commission.
Yeah, because the rule right now says no coaches allowed in the weigh-in.
I said referee, no coach. I ain't saying nothing about coaches, dude.
He did,
but
I never.
But you need to have an independent body to do that. So you can't have any outside influence, and the referee would be outside influence.
When are the weigh-ins? By the way, are the weigh-ins the same day as the match?
No, the weigh-ins are up to half an hour before the match starts.
What we did, you had to have both coaches you had to have a representative from both teams there doing weigh-ins.
Wrestling is just a different animal.
Yeah,
it's weird and fucked up.
Yeah, see right there. Half an hour prior to weigh-in period. Wrestlers only, no coaches. Weight check.
Yeah, I said refs. I didn't say coaches.
No, but I'm saying though, you don't want to have. You need to keep it independent as possible. You don't want a referee in the weigh-in.
But what I'm saying is, you can't have
a referee should be independent.
Yeah, what I'm saying is you can't say independent and then say like at the weigh-in. Everything that makes it okay for a player to be or a wrestler to be in this tournament will be decided, and then a motherfucker who wasn't there says, "No, you can't be there." You can't have it both ways.
Here's where I'll say.
Okay, yeah, okay. Check this out. What if I know?
Hey, James, do me a favor. Don't Just talk normally. Don't.
You're like.
Yeah.
Hey,
Don't.
let me ask you something now.
Yeah. Just talk normally.
Okay.
Don't go all the way into the mic.
Okay, check it out.
There you go.
Let's say that according to the way Roger wants to do it, that everything happens in the weigh-in and that's it. Everything's checked at the weigh-in, and there's nothing can be said after the weigh-in. That's what you're saying. After the weigh-in is done, what is done is done.
I'm not saying nothing can be said, but I'm saying like simple things as far as like, is my hair up to par? Is my
listen. Check this out. So probably in the weigh-in, they said, okay, your hair is not the proper length, so you're going to have to wear the proper gear for that. Do you have that? Sure. And then I don't know if they check. Obviously, they probably don't check that gear to make sure it's regulation gear. They assume that you and your team knows that, okay, if your hair is a certain length, then you have to put on the proper gear for that. They don't check that gear to make sure it's the proper gear. You say you have it, you take care of it.
I get it. For a 2-year, for what we already agreed
Roger, don't get into the microphone like.
What is already a 2-year-old rule? These people who are supposed to be checking everybody in have no idea what it's about.
For all we know, this is not the only. This may not be the only incident.
No,
this is the only one we know because it's racially induced.
Hey, let me get in on that. Frank brought up a good point, man. And this is what I was trying to say before. I mean, we are quick to blame it on racism, but I was reading through comments, and basically you had people who, are more associated with wrestling than I am. And they had said that it is not uncommon to get these impromptu haircuts. And it may be a black person, it may be a white person. You know what I'm saying? I was talking to a coach a colleague of mine from track, but he also coaches wrestling. And he says if he was in that situation, he just would have plugged in another kid. I would have subbed in my other 135 pounder. You know what I'm saying? And
No. That's why I said I consult this because, like I said, I don't know anything about the rules of wrestling. I consulted one who is someone who won as far as statewide level, as far as in Kansas. Someone who wrestled at K-State, played football at K-State also.
K-State doesn't have any wrestling. They have a wrestling club, so I just want to correct you.
He won. I'm sorry. Maybe that's why he was allowed to play collegiate football and also wrestle. My bad.
Yeah.
But
it sounds like it keeps coming back to the coach.
No, I said it many times that the coach should have said, "We out."
Okay, so
here's and let's say he did have to cut his hair. Does he have to do it in front of everybody out on the floor? Why can't we go back to the locker room?
No, you can't do it. You can't do it because you're already on the clock. You're already on the clock, and you have.
It was clock. They started the injury clock, bro.
Yeah, you have to get back. If you leave in wrestling, if you leave the area of competition, you're basically forfeited.
Not enough to get a taper, nigga.
Yeah. Yeah, that's one thing. That's one thing. So in wrestling.
I'm just saying, he
hold on.
Step back in the locker room.
No, so in wrestling, you have two things. You have the injury clock. You have an injury. Well, you have three things. You have injury clock. You have the timeout.
Games allowed, not no rule.
And you have a blood time. So with blood time, you have to stop that blood. With injury, if in case of and actually in wrestling, if there's a potential.
What we talking about? Christian Bloods, nigga?
You broke up, so you might get muted. Anyway.
Yeah, you broke up real bad.
Yeah.
I fucked it up.
Yeah. Anyhow, so in wrestling, even if you're in the middle of a move and it's potentially harmful to the other opponent, the referee can stop it and check on. And like if a wrestler yells whatever in the middle, the referee can stop it and to make sure that wrestler did not get significantly hurt.
Any of that.
No, but I'm saying that so you have injury time, blood time, and then you have timeouts. You can't leave
the optics are really bad on that. Let me put it that way.
Yeah, look here. Okay, so here's the thing. That's why I wanted to break it down with just pure optics versus the rule. So we have a rule that's in place, whether we agree with it or not. I mean, you know what I'm saying? That doesn't. I think most of us would agree that the rule is shady. It needs to be fixed.
No, we don't agree. I don't have a problem. I'm gonna say this one more time. I don't have a problem with the actual rule of having to have the head cover attached to the headgear. I have no problem with that. That is not my issue.
I would say I do because if
Yeah.
you in this instant, you're not gonna have. Here's the thing, you're not gonna have headgear specifically made with a net. You're not, because there's too many headgears that you can put. A wrap you can put. It doesn't have to be specifically attached to the headgear. It's not a helmet that you wear. And also, hold on. Wait. Hold on. In wrestling, depending on what tournament you enter, you don't have to wear a headgear. A headgear is only a safety device. It's not.
But Frank, if you're going to have long hair, you're going to have the headgear.
Not necessarily, because if you don't enter a tournament that doesn't require a headgear, doesn't mean that you have to shave your head.
Yeah. According to the state of New Jersey, or you have to cut your hair off.
No, I get that. But I'm saying that it doesn't have to necessarily be attached, though, to the actual headgear itself.
Obviously, it does. It obviously does.
In this instance, yeah, it has to be attached to the headgear.
Frank. They didn't go in the back and make up some rules before the fucking meeting, man.
Right.
No.
You mean like
this
the way they you mean that nobody went to the back and interpreted it differently?
But it's spelled out in black and white.
They didn't make this rule up on the spot, Frank. This shit has been thought about. There's been when they make a rule, there is a local. You know what I'm saying? What I'm saying is they break it up into districts, and so you have representatives for a certain district, and that person is in charge of getting the word out to the coaches that this is a rule we're thinking about, and then they will do a study on it. There'll be talks about it. There'll be viability studies, and before they make that rule, it'll be voted on by the principals and the athletic directors in the state. And then, so what I'm saying to you, they're not making a rule and we're going to make this impossible thing for people to do. You're going to have to invent a contraption to put on your head if your hair is... No, they're not doing that. There's already obviously something on the market for people to have.
Well, that's true. That's true. I'll stand corrected because you also have female wrestlers that have to have some type of wrap, and they already have headgears that are already.
That's why I think let's try not to get caught up on the actual rule, because I think that's immaterial.
All right, so then let's talk about the optics of it. Then I think that's where we're having a lot of the issues.
That's the issue.
So with the optics, this is my statement on the optics. I think what's happening is people on Facebook who have never been to a wrestling meet, who don't really understand high school athletics. Mm-hmm. Are making comments based on what they see. Like, if you saw a kid out there getting their hair cut by a white woman and a white referee and a white coach standing over him, that shit looks ugly as fuck. But what I'm saying to you is there is something in the culture of that situation that makes sense if you understand the culture. You know what I'm saying? You got people who don't understand the culture condemning the culture.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And so...
I agree, though. But I'll say that...
Let me say, it is fucked up. It's fucked up for the kid. It's fucked up that it happened in general. But what I'm saying is we all want to point to the racist referee, and the referee is racist. And he did point out the kid because he is racist. But what I'm saying is, yes, Rodger is correct. 100%. There's a problem with the continuity, but we know that's a problem across sport. We can argue about the catch that slowed down the catch. What was the wide receiver from the Cowboys that caught the catch but wasn't really a catch about 4 years ago?
What's his name?
We slowed that motherfucker down as slow as we could, and we still can't agree on that shit.
Desmond Howard or something?
No, it wasn't Desmond Howard, nigga.
It's Desmond Bryan.
Yes, Bryan.
Hey, nigga.
But we still can't agree on that shit. We slowed that motherfucker down as slow as we can slow it down. You know what I'm saying?
I hear what you're saying, Joe. And then, that's why I said in chat group, I feel what you're saying, and you're right. And I just want to get my anger out.
You need to be mute, man. My bad, dog. Like I never want to.
Nigga, you gonna turn green next?
in America in general, dog. But like, it just seems like yes. There are some problems with the rule, and yes. This referee may have been clearly, quote unquote, adhering to the rule, but it just seems very problematic. I hate saying that word.
No,
It just
that's a
seems
good
very,
word.
like,
That is a
very
good word.
I hate it. I hate that word. It seems very suspicious that this one referee that called a black man a nigger and got into an altercation with him is the one that says in all
homemade wine.
in all good common decency for the Federation of Wrestling, this nigga can't wrestle today. But you're right. You're right. If you want to look at the law, yeah, that dude was right. The referee was right. But as you said here before many a times, but I mean, I won't say that because you also said the law, the rules are fucked up. So you don't need to go into that. If no one listens to the show, I need you to go back and listen to when Joe said what he said. But we all agree that the rules and laws are fucked up when it comes to like allowing whoever to interpret and also have the power to enforce it. So that's where I'm at with it. Like it's like it's fucked up across the board.
No, I'm not gonna. I'm gonna disagree with that. Don't bumble me into that.
Who the fuck up, nigga? As I also say though, I'm really upset with the coaches because you can't argue for like this is wrong, and then give it to this kid to say you choose because that's
the other part. Yeah,
that's a false.
The way they put that on the kid.
Yeah. That's a false illusion of a choice because of course.
Wait. Hold on.
Oh, nigga,
Come on. If a coach argues, hold on.
Hold up.
Okay.
Because of course you held up for everybody else. Can you hold up for me?
Hey, Frank, let him finish.
I'll mute myself.
Because of course, a young kid don't want to let his homeboys down. Don't want to let his school down. He gonna be like, I'm gonna do this.
Right.
And as adults, Joe, you coach, I've coached. James, you haven't coached, but you being like you've had young people in your charge.
Little kids.
Yeah, you coach too. So anybody that has a young person in their charge, you understand that they are not going to. They don't want to let everyone down, even though it may not be the right thing. You know what I'm saying? So as a coach, as the adult, you got to step in and say, "Fuck that, fuck this. This ain't right. We not wrestling today." Or like Joe said, you got to get somebody else to wrestle. You can't put that in that young man's hands because he always going to choose what to him maybe
what he thinks is best for the team.
Best for the team, which might not be the right thing.
Which may not be the best for him, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So like James keeps saying, that's on the coaches. That's on the adults. End of the day, that's on the fucking adults.
Yep, I agree.
Yep, and I just feel bad for the young brother that he had to go through that. Really, shit. That could have been handled. That could have been handled so much better in so many different ways. Beforehand, during, and after. Everything could have been done so much better to not have their young brother stand out there and be humiliated like that, and just have to cut it. Because. Like it ain't like dreadlocks just grow overnight.
Okay,
it takes time.
But it's only humiliating to you.
Dreadlocks in your hair, and they have to just cut it off on a humbug. That's traumatizing, probably too.
But those are personal opinions. You're applying that optics personally.
Oh yeah, it's personal opinion. It's all personal opinion.
Right, but you're applying.
But the optics of it is fucked up though, because I mean he's getting.
It depends. Joe addressed it earlier. If
everybody,
Yeah, but Joe addressed it earlier. He mentioned that too. Is if you're not part of that world, if you're not part of that sport, you cannot differentiate whether that's a norm or not.
Right.
Like I can't sit here.
Did you actually watch the video of it?
No, I did. Oh, I watched the video.
Did you see the way that kid looked after the match was over? Did you see the look on his face?
But have you watched other kids after a 3-period match how they look?
But he was the
Did you ever compare another kid after 3 periods of match?
Okay, wait a minute, Frank. Hold on. Frank.
Hold on.
So you
wait,
telling
stop,
me all
stop,
the
stop.
other kids when they win their matches look like him? He won his match and he looked like that. Right. And you saying
I could pull
normal?
I could pull plenty of it. That is the sign of exhaustion. I'm not. Wait, you're saying at the end of the match, or
I'm talking about when he finished,
or
at
the point that he got his hair cut? Those are two different things. Those are two different things, and you're looking at like a 2 to 3 minute period.
To cut a person's hair, but what I do say is not unheard of.
Right.
I'm telling you that I saw in the comments from people who were closely associated with wrestling that they said a situation like that happened in this
I'm
situation.
sure somebody's had their haircut before. I'm not saying that's the first time. Right. I'm talking about for this particular kid to have to cut his hair.
Right. But what I'm saying is, here's what I'm saying. The optics of him getting his haircut, I can understand an outsider's perspective. And I'm biased because while I am not a wrestler, my wife was a wrestler. Her family, her family's background is wrestling. I mean, her dad just retired from coaching high school wrestling, right? His personal rule is, you don't wear crazy socks on his mat. You could do it. You could do it on club. You could do it on tournament, open tournaments, but when we're dueling and there's a duel and I'm coaching you, you do not wear crazy socks, right? Cool.
So you comparing?
No, but what I'm saying is I've seen crazy shit happen during a match that it's been stopped or headgear has been replaced or bandages or something or even haircuts or even cups or something.
It's not, you don't grow socks on your feet.
But what I'm saying is
you don't have to go through the effort it takes to maintain socks on your feet.
You could take
right, but the expression. Hold on, but the expression that you're saying,
there's no cultural attachment,
right,
or meaning in wearing a pair of socks.
Hey, listen, look, hold on. There is a when there's a black athlete that's comes on the mat, there's a different tone and there's a caution that's also taking place, not only like on the mat but like visually too as well. So I can attest to that. I'm not saying that they're not gonna get the benefit of the doubt, but at the same time, it's there is that caution. All right.
Okay.
But at the same time is, if you're looking at exhaustion, the expression of the exhaustion versus the actual cutting of the hair, those are two different elements. You can't connect those two. You can't. Not right now. Not physically. Not when the wrestler himself.
I'm saying the look on that kid's face after that match that he won.
But you watch MMA fighters fight 3 rounds, 3 5-minute rounds. At the end, yes, they're excited and whatnot, but there's an exhaustion level when the final ring.
Man, if you're trying to say that the look that kid on his face was exhausting, you were out of your fucking mind.
He had to look
that kid was dejected and humiliated at the end of that match.
Hold on, Frank, man. Hold on, man. I know the difference between exhaustion, especially after a victory, and dejection.
Man, I've been on this earth for a long time, man. I've seen the difference. I don't have to participate in a wrestling match to know either.
Yeah, I don't have to. Exactly. When I've seen exhaustion after someone has put in hard work, hard effort, they feel a little excited if they come out victorious. This kid came out victorious.
You guys understand that it's an overtime match, right? It wasn't regular.
Overtime. I mean, man, I don't know.
Frank, I call bullshit, man.
Yeah. I ain't never wrestled, but I played in a basketball game where we had motherfucking 6 overtimes, nigga.
Okay.
And yeah, my nigga.
And when you win, did you look exhausted or did you look depressed?
I was tired, nigga. We partied, nigga. It was away too. We partied, nigga.
Okay, I have never seen an athlete. I personally have never seen an athlete look dejected after a victory.
That was a young man saying, "I ain't fucking with nobody here right now."
Right now, leave me the fuck alone.
Hey,
he didn't. Hey, in fact, you don't even have to look at him. You can look at the ref.
Yeah.
Look at the ref. The ref didn't even want to put his hand up.
Nope.
The ref had his head hung.
Yep.
And he wouldn't even look at him.
Yeah.
Come on, man. Watch it again, Frank.
So he's already dejected right here then.
Yeah, as a black man who has grown dreads, bro. Hey, dog, it takes some work, dog. And my shit wasn't even that. My shit was down to my shoulders, bro. And that was a fucking investment, bro. That was an investment in like 2 years of my life, because I didn't have no beautician. helped me twist that shit up. That was me, like during my time in Washburn.
It's
Look how
part
that
of your
kid look,
identity.
man. Look how he look.
It's part of your
I
identity.
beat his ass, but look how he look, man. He looks depressed. He don't even look.
Hey, come on, man.
Look,
He's slumping
I mean,
he don't even look like that. That's
Hey,
leave me the fuck alone. Yeah, that's that leave me the fuck alone look. That's what that is.
he had a part of his identity stripped away from him, man.
Yeah.
So I mean, he's been wrong. So so let's summarize this and then move on to the next thing. I think
Thanks,
we
Joe.
all agree that the kid was done wrong. We can go around the room and for the last time, who you put the blame on and move on to the next thing. So me personally, I put it on the coach.
Yeah.
Coaches.
Coach, yep.
Yeah,
Coach,
I would say I put on the coaches and I put on a system and a rule set.
On the state, so the state and the
It's
coaches,
not clear.
right?
It's not clear. Yeah.
Okay, Frank, who you got?
Well,
Frank, who you got?
I'll say the state too because the rules is not being applied consistency.
You don't have to get in front of the microphone like this every time, James.
Sorry, man.
That's why I said. I said the rules and the state and the rules that's not consistent.
Frank, who you got? Who's the
Hold on, I feel you, James. I feel you, James. You always try.
I feel like I'm in court sometimes with this mic here. I'm like, yes, Your Honor.
I plead the fifth, Your Honor.
No,
That nigga Joe Jeff touching me.
wow. Oh. Anyway, initially I did put it on the coach, and well, actually initially I put it on the ref. You know what I'm saying? But reading this article, I lean more. The coach should have done more because part of me witnessing other wrestling matches on the collegiate level as well, I seen coaches go up to bat. You know what I'm saying? And the individual coaches, you know, sometimes the game.
Frank, we was just gonna give us a quick.
Sometimes the game, the match.
Frank, we've already explained it.
Frank, I gotta
Hold on.
Hey Frank, I gotta get on the road, man.
You know, Frank don't do that.
Next thing, Frank.
Hey, y'all could get muted too, dog. I mean, it can happen.
I have the technology. We have a whole set of podcasts out there, nigga.
No, I'm saying, the
nigga
match,
James the first.
whatnot.
Is James still there? Hold on, Frank. James. That nigga's
Bros.
that nigga's smiling big as shit right now.
Anyhow, so like, hey Joe, just so that on the record that you know it's been, you know, the match, the sport, whatever. Life itself always is bigger than that moment, right? So I always
Frank, we can that segue for the next topic because we got a whole other high school athletic topic that has something to do with it. We can go ahead and move to the next thing.
I believe that, but to me, I feel that while the rules are not interpreted well, so that needs to be fixed.
I know.
The coach.